Hey guys, Lego Waking here with another video. Like I said in the last video, if you guys seen it or not, trying to fly through some of these figures. 7 figures of Spider-Man just got unboxed. We're about to go into 3 X-Men figures here, starting off with Angel, which I'm really excited to get. I think they're already teasing Archangel or whatever. So what a better time to open this after I think I got this thing on release. Nightcrawler, X-Men 97 Wave 2. Believe found this I think on clearance in Texas somewhere randomly. And Cyclops. Really actually excited to open this one. My first and only Cyclops. I don't have that many X-Men figures. I do have Jean Grey, the Phoenix Force Jean Grey that I did just unbox because I wasn't gonna make a video. Really good figure and fun body though. I am really happy with this. But like I said, I didn't unbox it or do any videos. I mean, I didn't do a video or unboxing video with it because to me, I mean, I don't have that big of an attachment. I'm about to probably start a crazy X-Men obsession, and start pounding through a bunch of comics, especially with Gail Simmons writing the Uncanny X-Men now. So we'll see what it goes. But we're gonna start unboxing this, get into this. Like I said, there's only 3 figures here for the X-Men that I have currently. I do have a Mayfex Wolverine, but I'll probably do a separate video of the Tiger Stripe X or Mayfex Wolverine. But let's get started on this. Voiceover Blake here. Starting off, we're gonna start with Nightcrawler. Uh, Pretty excited for this. We do have this nice card back. I do enjoy this, but I will say card backs really do help. Or retro cards really help show how little some of these figures come with. But I do like how the packaging on these ones did look. I always enjoy, or typically I enjoy the retro card style over the old boxes we were getting, windowless or not. Wasn't a fan of the shape, but the new like fully flat like rectangle shapes I really do enjoy the most. I would say like I'm not the biggest fan of modern retro cards, but I did like those over the prior packaging we had. But I am happy with the new rectangular like flat squares. But starting off with just Nightcrawler out the box here, he does look pretty good. I will say before I even get to it, the body it feels a little dated still. I do think it's probably potentially the best, or I mean, it has to be the best Nightcrawler you can get right now, like especially at retail price. But it does feel a little lackluster, um, mainly just because the body. I mean, the ab crunch is a little dated. The V kind of looks crazy, but like I said, there's not really much you can do better on the market right now. The aesthetics of it are still pretty nice. It does look like him from X-Men 97, which if you still haven't watched that somehow, you really should. It's an amazing shit, just completely amazing show right there. And they killed it. But he does look pretty good. But like I was saying, like I mean, I do wish the body was a little bit more improved. And I did see a lot of people saying that. He does come with a second set of hands. We have open ones, and then kind of like these fists here, which are I feel like the bare necessities that you have to get with this. We do get 2 heads, and I don't feel like the expression is different enough for my liking. But I can't complain about 2 heads. But the expression's not that different, honestly. Like we really could have got almost any other face. And another big pet peeve is like, why did we not get a sword? I can't fully remember. I'm pretty sure he uses one in the show too. I know in the comics, obviously, but it's still aggravating. But head articulation moves pretty good. Uh, Head articulation is probably the most important on a figure, if not like top 3 most important for me. It really controls how much you can do, and I would say this head articulation is pretty nice. I don't remember the correct word, but for this, it's a ball joint, obviously, and don't like I said, I don't remember the exact term, but this is what I like. I don't like when it's just a ball on ball joint up there, and it doesn't really can't move up and down like that. It does have a butterfly? He can hit a little bit over a T-bows here. Does have pretty much bicep articulation. These butterfly joints are a little hindered by the like his shoulder pads, I guess. But they are pretty well hidden as well. Obviously, double jointed elbows, and then his hands have that classic, just pretty much what you expect. Pretty basic hands right there for the movement, and then you can't really go straight up either because of the shoulder pads, which I mean is kind of expected, I guess, with this figure. I don't know what they could do besides maybe potentially break it up. This is where the figure starts feeling dated. It's just this articulation here, the kind of similar to Superior Spider-Man. It just feels dated compared to a lot of the other figures on shelf. I mean, it still functions how it should, and I mean, he looks good. Just when you kind of focus on it, it kind of points it out. His tail, does move. I don't think it's bendy wire. I think it can just move there, and then even like the hip and waist area is kind of, like I said, kind of dated. But you do have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, so it's not like it's lacking articulation, but it's just something with the body, man. I had higher hopes, not expectations, because I mean, as soon as it got revealed, we kind of knew what we were working with. But I did hope, or I do hope that we get maybe an updated one eventually. But I know it will be a long time. But the new one they did just reveal looks amazing. I was like, nah, I don't need it. But then I saw it again when it just went for pre-order. It looks pretty nice. But you can still do a lot with this Nightcrawler. Like I said, I think it's the best one on the market that you can get. I don't know what else is competing with it. The other ones, maybe like 6 to 8 years old now. But I would still recommend this to anyone who's a fan. I don't know. Like, this is X-Men 97, but it looks really good for like the comics version as well. In an ideal world, Mafex touches this. Like, he is big enough. I feel like that Mafex could potentially get him. Like, he's not too niche or small that I don't think Mafex will never touch it. So I think it could be a possibility. I do think a Mafex could get this because I do think a toe crunch will go crazy. Oh, here's something I want to point out. Like with this plastic on here, when you try to put his legs all the way up, he will indent the plastic on his knee or on his like upper thigh onto his waist, which is something I did pick out. Especially, I mean, this is the guy who crouches a lot, so I do feel like that is a big flaw. Something to keep an eye on, especially if you pick this up or want this. I feel like it's definitely something huge to be aware of. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty cool figure. I'm happy that I have it. The whole wave's not an easy wave. I don't believe. Besides maybe like I think Jean and Magneto. And I think that's Purple Suit Magneto are pretty easy to get. The rest I wouldn't say are too easy, but I'm pretty satisfied with it. Another thing is like that joint twist. You'll see it like this. I don't think there's any way of saving that. Just is what's going to happen with the way he's articulated and built. But it's a pretty solid figure. 1 through 10, I'd probably give it like a 7. A lot of things I'd want better. I think a toe crunch would go crazy, or a better looking waist would be really nice. But I mean, hey, $25, $24, whatever it is, I can't complain too hard, and I would say overall I'm pretty satisfied with this one. Next up, we got Cyclops. Probably my most wanted besides that Wolverine that came out, but I never got that, and hopefully I can find it in Targets with a new exclusive. But this Cyclops, man, when they did the VHS cell shaded, a lot of people didn't like it. But some reason it's super expensive, and they were pretty much taking its exact figure and removing the cell shading. I wanted it cell shaded. It's like 50, $60 aftermarket. I'm not paying that much for a Marvel Legend, especially when it's only $25. I'm not paying double the value. So I'm super excited to have gotten this and found this. I think I found it in the GameStop, I believe, but I'm super excited. He comes with a good amount here. 2 heads, I guess 2 full sets of hands, and then an extra hand in that blast, which is amazing. I'm super excited and happy with this. And as you see, the whole wave here, I only have 2. Only other one I want from this exact wave is Goblin Queen, who I never did get. So, that is what it is. But man, he looks amazing. I do have potential QC issues with him. I believe I show it in here. Uh, his arm don't want to bend up. I could heat it up. I just didn't before because I was trying to not pump these out, just record them. But it's nothing that I don't think some heat could fix. But man, does he look amazing! This looks amazing. I would say the head sculpts are the only thing, in my opinion, that makes this feel like, oh, this isn't just comic, but this is X-Men 97. Like, the hair is just a different shade than the comics to me. The head is the only thing that makes me feel like this is cartoon and not comics. But that's just a head swap, honestly, or even a repaint could completely fix that if you were picky on it. But for me, this is perfect. I can buy a nice head sculpt on the third mark or like eBay, Etsy, whatever, even on Instagram, and I'll be satisfied. But even right now, I'm completely happy with him. The aesthetics are amazing. He looks good. The Pretty much all the strings on him are great. And then here's his other head that comes with the optic blast right here, which is super nice and it looks amazing. And I would say also that new Cyclops blast looks so good on the new one that they just went up for pre-order too. It's a great time to be a Cyclops fan here. And I also say X-Men 97 gave this man his aura back. I'm super excited about that. We get two punchy hands though, which is goaded. We have two open hands that are currently on him, and then that's when he's doing his optic blast right there, which is really nice. As I show you right here, this is so nice. You could tell the Legends team were able to put a lot of love and care into this figure. Uh, I really wanted the Mafex one, but I think with this, I have no need. That's how good this figure is. Certain times there are some legends that I think are so good that you don't need to get the upgrade for that price unless you're a big fan. And this is outside for me. I think the head movement is amazing on him. It's my favorite type of articulation on here, of like the that ball joint that can pretty much go move any way. That way he can twist his head and everything. I think it's amazing. Great head. Yeah, yeah, great head movement on here. You do get this is where I have a little bit of issues. I didn't heat it up, but I should have, but I didn't. But I couldn't get him to lift, but he can hit T-pose. I'm just scared of breaking that bicep. He kind of has, I believe these are the same arms as Renew Your Vows because of the way they look are like exactly the same to me. But he can hit over a T-pose, kind of closer to a Y pose, but I can't get it on this one without basically feeling like I'm gonna break the toy. And this already looked like it was disconnecting earlier, so I stopped with that because I really didn't want to mess it up. So, so after messing with it without it, I just can't get it, and I didn't want to grab any heat right now. Uh, just too scared of messing it up. But obviously, it's a bicep swivel. There is a nice, beautiful butterfly joint on here, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and your classic hands movement for a Marvel Legend. Nothing crazy. These nice bands on here as well. Move really good. I don't think I have any complaints on his articulation. Uh, Obviously, my arm being stuck is not a fault of Hasbro team, but rather me just being lazy. So I can't fault them for that. It moves great, and obviously he can go straight up. His body is very nice and fancy feeling. He does have a little bit of hindrance with his waist, I'd say, but nothing that's too miserable. I would say we get a thigh swivel and it's hidden perfectly. Like I said, this guy is stiff. We get a was it? I can't even think. A leg swivel that blends pretty good. Not like it's not covered, but it matches really well. Uh, I told you this thing is stiff. It is a double jointed knee though. Um, and I was a little nervous doing this, but I didn't want to go heat it up because sometimes, I mean, to me, these Marvel Legends should be able to take some, at least a little bit of like wear and tear to them without being messed up, in my opinion. But I do think the articulation is absolutely like a 10 out of 10. I I'm sure we can argue for a toe crunch, but why does Cyclops need it per se? I don't know, but I think this is a perfect figure coming from Marvel Legends. I don't have any real complaints on looks or articulation or anything like this. I do think they should reissue this already so people can have another chance of getting him because I do think he's absolutely perfection. And man, does he look good. It literally looks like you grabbed them out the comics, out the show. It's amazing. And I really like this, man. I'm really excited for the new one too. And like I said, this one will not move for me upwards, and I'm just being lazy as hell. There ain't much other way to describe it, but I'm being lazy and I'm still messing with this like a dumbass. But But overall, man, this thing looks great. You can get some really good poses. This is just one of the few I have. I'm not going too much in photos on this one just because I'm doing a lot of things in once. I'm going to show off the display at the end. But overall, figure's great. 10 out of 10, zero complaints. It looks amazing. I'm really happy with this. Next up, though, here, we got Angel. Man, when they announced this figure, I was super excited. I was super happy to see it in person. Uh, this thing is amazing, honestly. This is the type of boxing I was saying I didn't like. It had like this curve thing. And obviously he's a bigger figure. But like on the regular size ones, I like the rectangle more than this. But the box art is so beautiful. I'm really excited for this thing. Looks amazing. Uh, honestly, this was kind of one of my most excited to open. I did open all these in order of my girlfriend's most wanted, or at least one of the most wanted to be unboxed. But this thing is beautiful, and I cannot wait till we get hopefully Archangel. But I will say, starting off, I know there was some complaints about no butterfly. I mean, I know they said it wouldn't be done with the wing thing, and I'd rather have the wings, I guess, than have butterfly. We'll say the waist. The waist, it does look like a little bit of a dated figure, but it does look pretty good still. I mean, how we're looking at it right now, I would say it's not really fair because this figure is meant to have these nice wings on here. Uh, so it's not fair to really judge it on its own, but it's easier to handle it and show it off right here. You know, nothing too complex with the paint going on here, but it does look really good. Obviously, has that halo in the middle. I think the face sculpt's pretty good on him. The head articulation is the most important part of this figure specifically, and I think they did a really good job on it. Like we discussed, there's not really butterfly joints, but that's okay. And I really like this smiling face because I mean it's Angel. It looks really good. We get both versions of his mask right there. One that goes down to his nose, one that doesn't. But this is pretty good figure. I'm not gonna lie. Not like amazing. I don't have a lot of attachment to Angel, but he is cool. I like these open hands as well. Then we have the fist. That's all we have for accessories and these nice, beautiful wings. And when we get to the wings, man, there's a lot of figures I wish that we'd get this how they work and how they insert. But these wings are really nice. This makes me really wish they would go revisit Venom from King and Black. Just because those wings, they they can't stay up long, honestly, and they're miserable to get in. But these wings, the paint on them look amazing. The detail on them amazing. The figure on its own, it's just okay. You put these beautiful wings on him, and it is exceptional. It's so beautiful. You want it to be in the front of your display. You want it to be hanging from your ceiling, bro. It looks so good. And this is what I'm talking about. You need to be able to look down, look up, just like this with this guy. He looks so amazing. You should have him flying at you like freaking Adam Warlock and Guardians 3, bro. Because man, this it looks so good. I'm very excited and happy with this. And then when they do Archangel, which I'm pretty sure they teased at the last stream, instant buy. I have no thoughts or anything else to say about that. Obviously, he had a T-pose, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, get a decent ab crunch and twist right there. Like I said, that's the area that feels dated, but I think because the Superior Spider-Man has that as well, and I think they said it because it needs to support it. And all my figures are pretty tight. I ain't gonna lie. But do get thigh swivel and knee swivel, not knee, but leg swivel, double jointed knees. But it's tight. It's cold. It's in the winter here. So all my figures, I didn't warm them up like I should have, and they've been. Some of these figures in this video have been sitting for almost a year now. Most of these figures I got, I would say during the summer, while I've been back and forth between Ohio and Texas, and then my home state, back and forth between them. And these figures have been picked up between all that. So a lot of these guys have been sitting for probably like 6, 7 months, and it's been cold probably for the last 2 months where I'm at right now. So explains that, but man, these things, this guy looks great. I'm so happy with him. My afterthoughts on all this is that this is probably my favorite X-Men figure I own, I believe, just because the detail and the wings, just the aura this man gives off is so nice. I mean, I'm a simple man. The bigger the action figure, typically the more excited I am. Like the bigger the presence of this figure, I'm so excited about it. When his presence is going crazy, I get super excited, man. And what can I say, man? What other figure is giving this off right now? I got the Captain America one, and I'll talk about it in the next video with wings. And I'm gonna tell you what, these should be no every company doing wings on action figure. So far in my mind, I think these are the best attempt at wings on a figure that I've ever seen. I mean, dude, if there's something else, let me know, but I think this is the best. Looks wise, great. How they go in is amazing. I was very nervous because I have the King of Black Venom, like I said, and boy, that they don't take wings good. And they pretty much start to like sag eventually. I don't think there'll be issue with Archangel, and he looks so good. Look at this dude. Man, it's amazing. It's very amazing what they can do. And I'm super excited for Archangel based off of this. And pretty much any figure, and I know he's potentially the only figure with like real feathered wings like this that would be possible from Hasbro right now, or at least from Marvel Legends. But if they can take pretty much the same aspects of this and apply it to anyone who has wings or flies, Venom, Falcon, technically Captain America, I would be very happy with winged figures because this is amazing. This is another one of the figures where we already know that the Hasbro Marvel Legends team really love X-Men, and we're seeing that here. They put a lot of love and care to almost every X-Men release they get to do here, and this is it. And I mean, I'm just posing having fun, just trying to show some of the fun you can have. And like I said, there's a lot of fun to be had with this guy and with Marvel Legends specifically. I think a lot of toy companies make better figures at certain aspects, but one of the major parts of an action figure needs to be durability, and I think for the most part, Legends hit that niche pretty well. That you can be pretty rough with these figures, and I don't try hard to be rough, but I try not to have to baby these Marvel Legend figures because I don't think we should have to. And you probably see that in these videos, but man, this man is just he's just aura farming, bro. I don't know how else to say it. Clip farming, all that, man. These are so nice, bro. Fully extended, amazing. You shut them down, amazing. A lot of movement with them too, and I think the posability of them it's pretty unlimited when it comes down to it because you can put them in so much different modes. I like I said, like the butterfly joint not being there may impact the ability to pose him sometimes, but not with the wings. A lot of times you're gonna have the wings on him, and I feel like what's the point, of not having that shit, man? Like if you're not gonna have the wings on him, what is the point? I think the wings are what makes him him. And if the butterflies what we have to sacrifice, I'm fine with it. I give this figure like a 9 out of 10. It's perfect. I really, really like this thing, and that nine's just because I don't have as much of an attachment to him, but he is super fire still. So here's all three of the ones I just unboxed, and I'm pretty happy with them. They look pretty good together. Obviously, two of them from X97, and one of them isn't. But I think each of those suits are so accurate to the comics or the traditional classic look that it's okay. I mean, we'll put Jean Grey Phoenix Force here. I do like that figure. I just didn't make a review on it. I was excited to open her. I did get that for that cheaper price when it first went up for the wrong price initially. But overall, they all look pretty good together. And then you throw in Cable in the mix, Scott's son, and the blues don't match. I know that's a big complaint with a lot of people, and I understand it. That Cable, I'm blessed I found that inside of a store one day because, man, I think they just reissued him actually, but he was getting expensive too. I really do like him, and honestly, I know Hasbro was putting like Iron Spider, Captain America, and stuff on the shelves. They need to have X-Men on the shelf at all times. We need peg warmers back. We need shelves to be filled at all times. But here is my current display in my office. This is only one side of it. I do have more bookshelves and some more stuff throughout my room in my house. But this is the aftermath of trying to make X-Men unboxing, Avengers Marvel Legends unboxing, and Spider-Man Marvel Legends unboxing. And I still have some more X-Men. I think just Wolverine actually. But this is the display. This is the mess up right here. But I do go through and I update all my shelves. So you'll see in this one, you'll see my Guardians of the Galaxy shelf and my X-Men shelf. Then in my other video, I'll have my Avengers display. And then on my Spider-Man video, I have a giant Spider-Man thing on another room. But here's the X-Men shelf. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Everyone you just saw in this video, for the most part, besides Deadpool Wolverine, that's my Guardians. But I'll see you guys next time.